Halloween night. A small American town. 15 years ago.
Michael?
Halloween.
I spent 8 years trying to reach him, and then another 7 trying to keep him locked up because I realized that what was living behind that boy's eyes was purely and simply evil. I think he'll come back.
Exploring uncharted territory.
And totally charted.
Just talk.
Sure. The only reason she babysits is to have
Halloween.
Happy HalloScream, everyone. Today is a special day. This is the review series I've been hyping up for you guys, where me, Good Real Hunting, Bacon Poo Poo, Dark Ether Files Podcast, Camp Blood Media, Matt Facci's Cinema, and others. There's a lot. I'm literally trying. Braden Timmons, and then what's his name? Like Austin 316, I think is his name. I know his name. I'm sorry. Anyways, this is that review series, guys, and yeah, this is a very exciting time where we're going to review all the Halloween movies for you guys, week to week, starting now, because, you know, why not? If they can do Christmas in July, here is Halloween in July. And personally, I prefer Halloween in July, just because, you know, it's like, Halloween's a favorite holiday. So yeah. Well, so the first one we're starting out with is John Carpenter's masterpiece, Halloween from 1978. The film that started it all, the one that some might even call their favorite horror movie of all time. It's certainly one of mine, and it is highly effective even to this day. It still holds up, and it made such a stamp on the horror community that it just so iconic and just so like it inspired so many other things. People called this the because people would call Psycho the grandfather of slashers, and they called Nightmare on Elm Street the father of slashers. And sorry guys, they called Nightmare on Elm Street, or they would call Halloween the father of slashers, which made sense because it's just like, because it's just did so much stuff that was so legendary and was one of the first ones to do it. It's honestly very simple. And guys, I'm just gonna be like pretty much rattling off what I love. I can't really say much of anything else that you know, that all the others, like Good Real Hunting, you know, Braden Timmons and all those people. I can't really, I'll be saying the exact same shit they're saying. So like, this is not going to be much different as far as a review goes. So I'm just going, like, once I get to the other sequels, it'll be far more interesting because I'll have a lot of different like deep dives. But as of right now, guys, there's really nothing else you can say that hasn't already been said. Like, this film is just phenomenal. And everyone pretty much acknowledges that. It's just like, we would not have this franchise and so many other films if it was not for this one to start it off. Yeah, it just did so many things right. And it's a film that you can't really make today. And what I mean by that is that, like, because of how simplistic it is. The film is so simple. You know, it's about this. It was originally titled "The Babysitter Murders," because it's just about this guy who was going to go and stalk and try and kill babysitters. It is one day, this guy, random dude, no motive, no nothing. Well, he has a motive in the sequel, but you know, let's not talk about that. This guy though ends up like just stalking and killing these babysitters, and it's just, I don't know. I feel like that today, I feel like it's too simple of a premise to actually work today. I feel like because even with like the newer ones like Halloween 2018 and Halloween Kills and all that stuff, it's like you gotta develop more of a plot. I feel like I feel like that's what they, I know this isn't a Halloween Kills review, but I feel like that's one of the issues with Halloween Kills, is I feel like because that movie was so simple, it was just like, hey, this is just a kill, and another kill, and here's another kill, and here's another kill. Oh, and this is another kill, guys. Oh, and here's another kill. Like, I feel like because it was just that, I feel like there was really no one could really grab hold of anything. And I feel like if this film was made today, I feel like it would almost have the same effect. But because this was made in 1978, I feel like this really made a stamp and really worked. So yeah, that's just something I just thought of when I was rewatching it again recently. And just, you know, and everything about this movie, like I said, this is me repeating what everyone else has so elegantly and so beautifully stated already. But like, this film is just rich in atmosphere. You know, John Carpenter directs the hell out of this, from the cinematography to even Nick Castle's performance. Nick Castle's performance as Michael Myers is exceptional. It is one of the best physical performances ever. The breathing, the way he stands, his posture, the way he just slowly walks when he gets up. It's like everything about this performance just is absolutely phenomenal. And then Donald Pleasance, if you want to talk about a performance, his performance is amazing. But yeah, talking about the atmosphere, it feels like, you know, it just feels like you are there on Halloween, you know? And it doesn't even have the best atmosphere of the Halloween franchise. I'll get to that as we go further on. But but this one definitely is right up there, because I feel like this is Halloween every night, and I could just be like, oh my god, yeah. Every time I watch it, I feel like I'm there. That's why I always have this on as a Halloween movie. Like, I always would turn this on in October and watch it every year, just because it was so brilliant, just to call it Halloween and let people be able to enjoy this all year round, or once a year, I guess you could say. I enjoy it even more than once a year. Like, I'll probably be watching it again in October. It's phenomenal. But yeah, talking about the performances, Donald Pleasance is excellent. You have Jamie Lee Curtis, who was 19 and this movie came out, and she did such an exceptional job in this as Laurie Strode. She's probably regarded as, for most people, the best final girl. She's not my personal favorite, but for a lot of people, she is the best final girl, and I can understand why. And she, especially as you see her in later films, she's really good in later films. So yeah, but she was 19 when this film came out, and I remember seeing an interview where she said, like, because she was so young, she didn't really know what, like, she didn't really get horror or anything like that. And then she went to the premiere of this film at a young age. And then when she saw this old lady scream to the top of her lungs, being like, "Don't go in there," or whatever, that's what, then she got it. It clicked. She was like, okay, now I understand what this is and why this is so important. And it was, and so, yeah, it was just because of how it makes the community come together, and we react and we get scared together, and we, have all just, horror is one of the best celebrated communities, I think, ever. And we always come together every year and celebrate Halloween. It's just amazing. But yeah, her performance is great. The actress who played, played Annie did a really great job. Yeah, for the most part, the acting in this film was really well done. But as expected, not everything holds up perfectly in this movie. Because no movie can truly be perfect. Like, we can always have 10 out of 10s, stuff like that, but I don't know, I'm not going to get into the philosophical debate, but nothing can be perfect. So I think the biggest issues I have with this, while Donald Pleasant's amazing, one of the best characters in all of horror. He's great. I love his character, and his acting, and the characters themselves are great in this movie. PJ Souls, her acting is not good. She's like, the girl who's like totally, she does that totally way too much. And I don't know, she can be kind of off for me. And so whenever I watch it, sometimes she kind of takes me out of it. I get the character she's playing. Another thing I noticed on a rewatch too is that when her and her boyfriend, they're like talking and all that stuff, they're like, "I'll take your clothes off, you take my clothes off," and it's like, "Then we'll take Lindsay's clothes off." That part's weird. Do we really need to mention, like, taking a child's clothes off? Like, that's really creepy and weird. Like, I just noticed that the other day when I was watching it. I was like, I don't know if we needed that. I get the type of character they're going with him, but, like, are we really throwing, like, child kind of sexual harassment type stuff in this? I don't know. It felt off to me, that stuff. But other than those two things, this movie is pretty great. And I will say, as far as Lindsay goes, Lindsay and Tommy Doyle, as far as kid performances go, they're actually really good. Like, and a lot of kid performances back in the day were not nearly as strong as what they are today. Like, today you're getting constantly great performances out of kids. But, back then it's like, it was hit or miss. And so I feel like the kids in this did a really good job. It's just that one joke. And I do love the fact that Lindsay was watching The Thing, and, John Carpenter went and directed The Thing, which is my favorite John Carpenter film, favorite horror film of all time, is The Thing. So it's kind of funny that she was directing, or that she was watching that movie. Because, yeah, that's just really funny. And I became the next film I think he did after this was The Thing. So that's kind of, as far as directing wise. So that's really interesting. So yeah, those are kind of just a few of my flaws with it. I said that they take me out of it. They never really take me out of it. I still think this film was like you could still say this film is a masterpiece because of what it did for the genre. But overall, there's just a couple things with it, and those two things to me were just, I don't know, especially the line about Lindsay, that was weird. Everything else though was really solid in this, and it's just, yeah, John Carpenter, man, he knocks it out of the park with this one for sure. The kills are really cool too. They're really subtle. They're really well done in this. I think that they really do their best with the kills, and make it where really eerie, really disturbing in a way. Because and then of course, let's talk about the ending. The ending. I thought this was the most perfect way to end it. Like, I'm glad we got some of the other films we did. Like, there's some of the other films I enjoy, but not nearly on the level of this film. I don't know how, like, all right, because the thing is that when Michael Myers, dies and then disappears, I just love that mystery of just the fact that, like, he gets shot like 6 times or whatever, as Donald Pleasance says in the movie. Yeah, he shoots him 6 times, and then but then it's like he gets up, and this is all great. The whole ending to this film is phenomenal. It's like, you've seen it in a lot of other things where the killer disappears after they have after they get shot a lot, or you think they're dead and all that stuff. But like the way this ends with like the breathing and the way that it's like the atmosphere again, there's that word. The way that this just ends with that, I don't know. I feel like making sequels just kind of defeated the whole, beauty of it, because the whole mystery of it was like, oh my gosh, Michael's still out there, and it leaves it in your head, and your head can do the imagining of it. Your head can kind of, because our imaginations run wild with stuff. That's why I always love like a kind of ambiguous ending, like The Thing or something like that, is because your imagination can always run wild. And so when you end something like that, I feel like that is the most effective, especially considering like none of the sequels were on par with this one. And maybe that's just a testament to how good the film was, that like regardless, none of the films would have been as good. But yeah, this is something that I just thought, it's kind of, like I've always thought that, I respected the idea of what Season of the Witch did, and we'll get to that whenever I do a review for that. But I respected doing a anthology style thing and having something without Michael in it, and then just continuing that. But I can understand why they didn't go that route, and and I'm just happy that we at least keep on getting more horror and more films in the slasher genre. So as long as the Halloween films can keep that alive, then I'm good with this. But yeah, John Carpenter's music, the soundtrack. How did I almost forget this? The soundtrack, the John Carpenter's, like, oh my god, what he does with this, it's so fantastic. This is such a brilliant score, maybe the best horror score of all time, if not one of the best, if not the best, where he uses just like 3 different types of tunes, pretty much. He uses Laurie's theme, which is that do 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 do, and then he just uses that dun 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 dun. It's like super simple, and then of course he uses the iconic do 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 do. So, you know, because it's so simplistic, and the movie is so simplistic, I feel like it works immensely. That's sort of my issue with some of the later Halloween films and their music, especially like the most recent ones, is, don't get me wrong, they have amazing soundtracks. John Carpenter kills it with those too, but they're like a little overproduced, meaning that there's like so much more stuff that they added on top of it, which is cool. And I guess it works for a modern film like that, but for something like this, you know, just simplistic, just like using those 3 songs over and over, it works really, really well, and it really puts you in the mood. It really drives home the intensity of the situation, and you feel on edge when you hear the song. Like, the music is almost a character in and of itself here. Like, I would go as far as to say it is a character, because it is just remarkable how it's used, what he does with this and how it's used. It's just and I mean, and to this day, I don't think anyone else can touch it as far as composers or as far as horror compositions go. I don't think anyone else can touch it. It's just so well done. It almost reminds me of like Jaws or The Thing, and just in its simplicity. And that to me is more important than something that's like super overproduced. Now, so with all that out of the way, that might be it, guys. Like, there's really not a lot to say here that hasn't been said. I mean, I talked about John Carpenter's direction, I think. If I haven't, he did an incredible... I said he directed the hell out of this. I talked about, you know, the performances. I talked about the score. I talked about the kills, like, I think I've talked about it all. Like, there's really not a whole lot else to talk about. I will say, I mean, for any of you guys who don't know it, I mean, everyone knows it by now, but if you're like new to the Halloween franchise and you're watching this review and you're like, tell me something that everyone else knows that I might not know as a newbie. Apparently, Michael Myers' mask here was based on William Shatner. I forget what movie it was. It was not Star Trek. It was another film that they took a mask from William Shatner of and just coated it white. And I'm actually meeting William Shatner at a Comic-Con in late July, like July 31st. And I should ask him his opinion on this Michael Myers stealing his look type of thing. I think that'd be great. Yeah. So that about my dogs are giving their opinions on this too. I don't know if you guys can hear it, but they're giving their opinions on the Halloween franchise. They're saying, "Yeah, Michael, woof woof woof." No. Speaking of dogs, spoilers. I mean, it's old. It's an older film, guys. I'm able to talk spoilers, but like, they kill a dog in this movie, and come on, you don't kill a dog. You don't kill a dog. You haven't even learned that? No. All right, you don't do that. But yeah. Man, guys, Halloween 1978. still holds up all these years later. Still one of the best movies of all time. One of the best horror movies of all time. One of the best movies in general ever made. It's just, it's something that will stand the test of time. There's a few movies out there, very few, I would actually argue. You know, there's movies that we can say, oh yeah, this is like my favorite movie of all time. Like, anyone who knows me knows the Lord of the Rings trilogy is my favorite movie of all time. Like, I just combine them and do all that stuff. I don't know if I can necessarily say they are groundbreaking, only because we've already seen amazing effects like that in like Star Wars and stuff like that. There are very few films out there that I feel like are truly groundbreaking in the sense that like it changed the way films were made. It either inspired a whole nother genre, it inspired new like other films and stuff like that, like Psycho, for example. That is a truly groundbreaking film because Psycho inspired Halloween, inspired Black Christmas, inspired Texas Chainsaw Massacre, inspired all this. Like, without Psycho, we wouldn't have gotten any of these. So Psycho was a truly groundbreaking film. Star Wars was a truly groundbreaking film because of just how it inspired so many other sci-fi stuff years later. So like, I feel like Halloween, I could maybe put in that groundbreaking like category, because even though it came after Psycho, it inspired a lot of movies, especially like holiday themed slasher films or horror films. Like, it inspired a lot of slashers and a lot of horror. So I would go out of my way to actually give it the rare title of groundbreaking, I think. So, and maybe y'all disagree. Maybe y'all think that a ton of films are groundbreaking. But I just think that, like, it's just like how everyone throws out the word masterpiece and they're like, oh, this is a masterpiece, this is a masterpiece, this is a masterpiece, this is a masterpiece. And it's like, guys, we got to be more cautious with that word, because, you know, there are very few films out there I feel like are truly a masterpiece, like, of cinema. And this is one of them. But like, as far as groundbreaking, I feel like it gets the same treatment. I feel like to call something groundbreaking, it's just like, it's got to be truly just awe-inspiring, you know? So that's sort of my 2 cents on that. But yeah, let me know what you all think of Halloween. Have you guys seen it? What's your thoughts on it? Let me know in the comments below. I'd be very interested to hear your thoughts. And yeah, so I think it's August 1st, I think. Something like that is when we're doing Halloween 2. So stay tuned for that, guys. I'll be looking forward to doing that one with you all. This is totally an excellent time, guys, and totally a great review. Man, that take a shot every time the girl says totally. Next time you watch this movie, take a shot every time she says totally. It's like, you can make a fucking drinking game out of this franchise, between that and between Evil Dies Tonight, you know, and Halloween Kills. So it's like, there's so many other things. Which, by the way, guys, I might be adding, just as a quick little surprise, in between times, like, because, you know, since we're doing it like week by week and all that, in between certain times when it's when there's open space available that not all of us are uploading at once, I might do a Halloween Kills drinking game. I thought about doing that, so be on the lookout for that. That would be in October, so that's way ahead of time for But yeah, so I love doing this with you guys, and I cannot wait to do this again. And thank you so much to Brett and Brad over there at Goodwill Hunting. Thank you so much for inviting me to be a part of this, because I remember when y'all did the Friday 13th review series, I was kind of jealous. I was like, oh man, I was like, I wish I could be in on something like this. And then whenever they messaged me saying, hey, you want to be a part of it, I was like, felt really grateful. So thank you for allowing me to be a part of this, and being able to just review one of my, well, can't really say favorite horror franchises, but one of my favorite horror films, and a interesting franchise to go along with it. So, so yeah, definitely, I appreciate you guys, and go check out everyone else's reviews, guys. They are doing excellent stuff with their reviews. They are putting out some amazing stuff, all today too. So if you guys liked my review, you guys get so much Halloween content today. It's unreal. Like, you guys get to go over there to Jeffman316, that was his name. You guys can go to Dark Ether Files podcast, Camp Blood Media, Good Real Hunting, Matt Facci's Cinema, Bacon Poo Poo, still trying to figure it out. I'm a very visual guy, so I have to look at stuff sometimes. As far as the ones that are doing on YouTube, Braden Timmons, and then I think that's all the ones that are doing on YouTube. If I'm forgetting anybody, let me know, and I apologize, but all of you guys are great. So you guys can check out all of them, and their links to every one of their reviews will be in the description box below. So definitely go check out all their reviews, guys, and subscribe to all their channels. They're great. And if you guys also want more stuff, like if y'all use YouTube occasionally, but y'all still want to join in on these Halloween reviews, Chris Snyder is doing it over on Letterboxd. So you guys can check out his Letterboxd, and I will put a description in the to where you guys, a link in the description where you guys can check out his Letterboxd as well. So yeah, that'll be it, guys. Thank you all for joining me. And HalloScream is upon us, and here is to more HalloScream reviews coming your way. So cannot wait. Hope you guys cannot wait, and start up the hashtag HalloScream. Let's make it a big thing. I really want to get this really popular. So yeah, I love all you guys, and thank you very much. And that will be it. But don't let Michael Myers go stalking you today, because it may not turn out well for you. So just a final warning to all my subscribers. All right. See y'all.